You know, I gotta give it to Magnet Warriors, man. They're still surprising me. Sure, guys, smash the living crap out of that Hungarian open button so you guys don't miss out on more content. Magnet Warriors, man, came out of nowhere and closed the book on this event, and I gotta give it to the deck. Magnet Warriors seems like a pretty consistent meta challenger, and it's been doing pretty good at kind of just surprising people. Now, this event also was full of surprises because we had Art Mage K9 coming in second place. I'm actually more intrigued by both of these decks than, you know, what you're kind of capable of seeing for the rest of this meta, because a lot of this meta looks pretty standard at this point. You know, you're going to be seeing, I mean, okay, so we have Malice bringing up the rear here in top four, which is, once again, I mean, pretty standard, right? You're going to continue to see Malice just kind of creeping around the corner. The deck is still doing wonderfully. We still have Vanquish Soul K9. I mean, this continues to be probably one of the most consistent meta challengers that we've had. And then we have Fire Kings. I think I'm pretty shocked about this one too. I definitely didn't have Fire Kings coming in and actually trying to close out the competition here, but gosh darn it, it's doing pretty decently well. We also do have Yummy with Fiend Smith, so you're basically using that second supplemental package to basically be able to try to get this deck off of the ground and go. We also had Odon, so the trap special still continuing to do its job, which is not all that surprising to say the least. And we also had a Lunalight challenger here. Now, the opens are some of the more competitive events that you can see right now. They've been doing pretty decently well and kind of showcase things. I mean, these are the European equivalents to being able to have some good, consistent events. I believe the pricing is a little bit better than some of the other events that we've seen. So, digging on in to Ryan Nye's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Magnet Warrior list. First of all, glad to see that we are playing maximum numbers of the plus minus Magnum because this card is absolutely amazing. We're doing the rest of the Magnet Warrior stuff, and we've also got triple copies of the Duotyrion in here. Remember, Duotyrion's job is to be able to get you a Magnet Bonding. It's really funny that this card has the ability to basically toggle into any of the little tools that you're going to need to be able to work with this deck. And I mean, when your deck is turning probably its best tool into a 6 of instead of a 3 of, well, you know, you're going to start to see why, you know, these are starting to be good tool sets. So I'm not surprised to see Magnet Warriors actually doing well. I mean, it's good to see that they've cut out like Berserkion and a lot of the rest of the fat to actually having this deck be a little bit better of an evolution. Next up, we have McVully's Art Mage special. Now, with this deck, yes, you are going pretty heavy on the K9 stuff. Now, the reason for this, I mean, if your opponent hand traps you, I mean, you just kind of look at them and go, oh, okay, hey, thanks, man. I greatly appreciate you. Thanks for getting me a whole chunk of extra free advantage so that my deck can actually start to kind of turn on and play the game, which is absolutely wonderful. It also synergizes amazingly well with Garflare being the level 5 for you to be able to combo up with and extend down with. Like, there is actually the built-in synergy with these sorts of decks is exactly what you want to see. We've also got triple copies of Incredible Ecclesia in here. The Fallen Virtuals. This card is bonkers, man. Any deck that can splash us that's not really caring too much about their extra deck right now is just going to be an absolute powerhouse at just taking advantage of the situation. We've also got Malice. This is Vadana Jano's Malice pile now. Obviously, in terms of, you know, how Malice is kind of working right now, all of your ratios are going to be fine. I mean, you don't really get much of a change within the scope of this. This is all fine. You've also playing the triple impulse, which is fine. Triple allure to be able to kind of, I mean, the fact that allure ends up being a starter slash extender for this deck is just hilarious to think about. I do find it kind of cool that they've got access to all of the traps in here. I actually think that this is really cool. And you know, you don't really think about having access to all the traps anymore, but now that things have kind of changed for the deck, I think you kind of have to make some of the concessions that you normally might not want to make with this, which that's fine. You know, we're not going to see anything really too devastating to see the step away. Also, double dimensional fissure looking pretty good. Next up here is Harry's Vanquish Soul pile. Now, I have continued to say this. A lot of these Vanquish Soul decks kind of look the same. You know, you don't really get the level of creativity, I feel like, that you're kind of wanting to explore with these lists. You know, it just kind of looks like a good choice on paper, but it ends up just fundamentally doing something. I do see that we are playing the Imperial Princess down here, being able to use that. We're also not playing any of the rank up spells in the main deck. We're actually side decking the forced release, which is fine. I've seen a lot of different opinions from folks that are kind of bouncing back and forth on the K9 stuff in general, whether or not they just don't know which variant that they want to go with, or they're just undecided with how the meta is going to go. But that is kind of something to look at and to think about, you know, in terms of those key ratios. Next up is Tomas's beautiful Fire King list. Good stuff to still seeing this deck actually being a challenger within the meta, because I do like seeing Mr. Animador at Archazor absolutely being a nice little assister for this deck. I also do see, hey, we do have the Dirac package built into the deck. Anytime you're going to see this Dirac package creeping on along, you know it's going to be doing some incredibly stupid stuff for this deck. I see we're also playing 2 copies of Skyburn in this, which is fine. This card being able to just kind of decimate fields and allow you to set up is good, but also Fossil Dig is just free tutor central for this deck. Get your deck set up, get things off to the races. Also, no Pot of Extrav in this list. I think Extrav is kind of faded out, which is kind of sad actually, because I did like what Extrav was kind of bringing to the table for some of these lists. Next up, we have the challenger that is Yummy Fiend Smith. Now, in terms of spicy stuff, I mean, 1 Lacrima, 2 Engraver is fine. We are playing double tracked in here. I think this is one of the few lists that, like, you do need as many tracked as you can kind of shove in here, because, you know, you want to be able to get the bag card up and running so that you can kind of just get the rotation up and going. I think it does work out pretty nice. We've also got triple Delta in here, and the Gamma and the Driver. That's way more Psy-Frame cards than I am really used to seeing people wanting to throw around in these lists, but if it's gonna work out for you, I mean, I guess. So we've also got the Assist Yummy down here if we need it. This has been kind of a key factor in a lot of these lists in side decks now. Assist Yummy, I think, is just kind of turned into one of the better little support cards that you can actually have to work with. And then we have Odon. This is by Pinter. Actually seeing 2 of the Last Judge triple Odon itself. We are playing Pot of Prosperity to dig further into the deck along with double Super Poly, which is kind of cool. We've also got some weird ratios in here. We got 1 Strike, 1 Impulse. This feels, not gonna lie, a little bit weird, but I guess I can kind of get behind some of the surprise ratios in some of these lists. You know, having tool options is good. So we're also playing Thrust to go into double Gate if need be, but just look at the amount of really weird traps this list is playing, man. Like they said, I love one-ofs. We're going to take full advantage of whatever one-ofs that we can kind of cram in here. And we're just going to make sure that we're going to be able to cover as many cool numbers and ratios as we can have. And quite honestly, this is very, very, very impressive. I do appreciate some initial setup here. And then we have Richard's Lunalight special. Now, in terms of, you know, your initial setup with this deck, going with 2 Masquerades, fine. Going with 2 Tenki as well. I see we've got triple Impulse, just kind of get the job done. We also have triple Heavy Poly. Heavy Poly is still probably one of the most bonkers cards that you can have access to in this deck. just so you can kind of get things going. I also see, you know, we do have the Serenade Dance in here as a pull-up option, you know, along with the Foolish Burial Goods that you might need just to be able to kind of get your setup and go. So what do you guys think about these lists? Definitely some interesting stuff. So please leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back there in day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.